or the way that you present your home can give you, a bit of sass. But I've actually got a real life hack for you. I've got a hack for you. I think it's a good one. See, look, you can see that, can't you? Right? You just kind of like go like that. Hello, welcome to another vlog. My name is Angie and this is Rare Birds, which is a channel for mainly older women, but some younger women and some men too. It's a channel really celebrating growth rather than shrinkage, because at a certain point in life it becomes absolutely critical to grow rather than shrink. So anyway, I have a little bit of stage fright, which is why I'm faltering maybe a little bit more than normal, because first of all, I just want to thank all of you. Well, I want to welcome the new subscribers, and I want to thank all of you who have watched my last video. So sometimes, just very occasionally in a YouTube journey, and I've been doing this for a year now, there's a certain video that just for whatever reason just captures the imagination of people, and YouTube then sort of pushes it out, and it's a kind of an awe-inspiring thing watching that machine work, and it's powered entirely by you, and I just really wanted to thank you. I think that video alone has achieved something like 200 plus new subscribers, and now I feel completely like, oh my God, I can't replicate that. No, of course I can't replicate that, because these special videos just happen, and also you can't. It can therefore become really quite complicated in your own head, and you think, well, I have to go and find another beautiful house to video, and of course they don't exist, and these things happen they don't exist everywhere, and you can't just knock on the door, hello, here's my camera, I'm filming your house. But I do want to thank Joanna, because that was just a really spontaneous thing. It was not planned at all, but I just knew. So I walked in through the front door, and then we walked straight into the kitchen, and as soon as I walked in that kitchen, I just said to her, oh my God, I have to film this. Do you mind? And fortunately she didn't, because I knew that you would. I just knew that you would all love it. There's just something, there's something so obviously so beautiful, but so lived in about it, and so natural, and it very much reflects who she is as a woman, and I hope that my home does the same. Whoops. And I wanted to talk a little bit about that, actually, just how, because I think in earlier parts of your life, your home maybe takes on a form of a wider group of people. So it might be your children, or maybe your house sharing, or husband, or whatever. And then later on in life, it's really nice to be able to refine things down to what work for you and what you really enjoy, and also who you want to be, because I think that your home speaks about you in the same way that clothes speak about you, and your home, or the way that you present your home, can give you a bit of sass, and I think that's so important, in the same way that clothes can. So when I was floundering around this morning thinking I need to do a video, I have to do a video, today is Wednesday, and I really need to post a video this evening, or if not this evening, then tomorrow evening, because but I'm working all day tomorrow, so tomorrow's out, so I need to do something. And I thought, what can I put on that makes me feel good? And so I put this on, and I even put a little little heart thing on because I think a little pop of red is always lovely. But this is a jacket I've had for centuries. Truth be told, I think it's actually one of my daughters, but I bought it for her. So that I think that's okay. And it's very rare that it goes that way. Normally the daughters take things from you, so strike back. And it's just a little leopard print jacket, and it just makes me feel good. I like the colours, I like the colours but I like how it makes me feel. And I think that a home should be exactly the same. And I think that was what maybe resonated with you with Joanna's home, is that it was like an embrace in a way. And it just said a lot about her, about who she is. And I hope that my home feels the same. It's, that an interior should be, and really should be, an expression of you and a form of self-expression that just makes you feel good, and it's quite liberating. And on that note, actually, I've and I know I've mentioned her before, but Linda Rodan, who is sort of an iconic New Yorker, and I've been looking at, there aren't loads, but there are a few videos of her on YouTube, and I will link a couple of them. And I find her very inspiring because I'm going to show you who I'm talking about first of all, just in case you're not familiar. So she's actually in this book, which I have shown you before, The Maverick Soul. She's actually in this book, and I think I have shown you this before, but the woman I'm talking about is, there she is. I hope you can see that okay. Yeah, so she has a very iconic look, but it's a look that she has that is completely her, and she has completely evolved it herself over time. It just suits her face, it suits her body. She was saying that she's known for her glasses, but she wears glasses because she needs glasses. So, and her grey hair is very iconic. Well, she went grey when she was in her 30s, and she didn't fight it. She just leaned into it. But the reason that I'm interested in her, and the reason that I'm just talking about her now, is that she has lived life very much as she wants to. So, for example, she has never married, and she has never had children. And completely choices. That is what she chose for herself. And I always think, there's such a societal expectation on women to do certain things at certain times. And I think it's very brave to step outside of that and just think, actually, that isn't for me. And obviously some women don't have children because they are unable to, and that's a completely different journey, and very, very difficult. But either way, whether it's by choice or by something that's just happened, you have to find a different way to live. And so this woman, because she has been able to focus entirely on herself, which as a rare bird, as you get older, that actually happens later on in life, but she has been able to do it from the get-go. And so she's had a clothing store, she's a stylist. I think she was a photographer for a while, but maybe she's not known for that. Her styling is, she's styled some really great things. But I wanted to just show you a little bit of her home. And I think the only one I'm going to show you, is her bedroom, because how the bedroom has to be a sanctuary, or it should be a sanctuary, and that's something I'm really working on myself. I need to make my room a proper sanctuary, because I put all the effort into spaces that are more communal, and yet I haven't really bothered so much with a space that's just my own. And what is that all about? Well, that's not a good thing. So this is the opposite of me. She's curated this so that it's so perfect for her. So she's a big collector of things. So I think you can see here she's got lots of shells. And then, beautiful antiques, the lighting. Look at the thing above that window there. She has some fabulous art as well. But also the bed. Look at the bed. Look at the comfort of it. So apparently, in one of her videos, she talks about this bed, and she had problems with her back, so she spent a lot of money on a bed. Look at how beautifully it's made and prepared, and that flower, that cushion that's shaped like a flower, and the dreamy blues, which she said she loves because it makes it feel like she's kind of underwater, and that sort of peaceful, sometimes when you're swimming and you swim underwater and you can have that separation, or, from the earth, from the air, and there's something really beautiful about it. The sound is different, and I think maybe that's what she's alluding to. And then this is her dog. This is actually a dog that passed away, but her new dog is just the same as this dog, or looks just the same. And I just feel like, I don't know, it's just a woman who has a really, really strong sense of herself. And I think that's really something to celebrate, and to aspire to, because I think I think it's so good if we can all take positive things from one another as inspiration. So I noticed on the phone call, let's get rid of you. I loved on the comments when I think one of you said that you had to stop the video because you wanted to see how things were done, and you were thinking about what you could do in your own space. And I love that, because I'm very much like that myself. I like to take inspiration from all sorts of things. So this weekend, for example, I never really get the newspapers. I mean, everything's horrific at the moment anyway, but mostly I read online. But this Sunday, I'm going to get the Sunday Times, because there's a massive interview with Tracy Emin in it, and apparently it's a really, really good one. And so said the writer, but he's a great writer, so I believe him. And, because I find her very inspiring, and just I hope that in my small way that my channel is an inspiration, because I think that's an energy. Inspiration is an energy, and we all need that. Oh my goodness! Speaking of which, energy. What is it? The fire horse or what? I mean, for me personally, I think the fire horse came into play. Was it on the 15th? Anyway, it's around this time. And isn't that funny about this video that I just posted? And it just occurred to me a couple of hours. I was just thinking, oh, wow. So that's just a nice thing. I know that's quite woo-woo, but also who's to say if it is or not? It's just a positive thing. So anyway, so it's been a good week. I had my book group on Monday, which was quite good, because I was saying that I want to have people over and everything. Anyway, they were here, and I had Quincy, no sabotage. Anyway, so I had planned to film everything, but in the end I just couldn't. I was so sort of distracted, and I just ran out of time. But I did take a little bit just of the room so that you can see. And the food that I cooked, which was really nice, I did those Italian meatballs with the tomato sauce. So it was just like a small plate thing. And then I just did orange and almond cake with Greek yogurt, and it was really lovely. It was really lovely. And there's just something really beautiful about women getting together. It's like you're not peeling back the layers. That sounds really almost sinister, but you just start to get to know one another over a period of time, and it's unhurried, and you just maybe peeling back the layers is the wrong metaphor. It's just you add layers actually. So you meet someone and you think that you have an idea of them. And then you'll find that as you get to know them, that there is so much more there. And so it's almost like they change shape. It's just a really beautiful thing. And anyway, I'm still quite nervous. Everybody's watching, and that's okay. And that is okay, and that is good, because actually this channel is literally all about growth and growing, not shrinking. So growth is a really good thing, and we embrace it. And sometimes growth can feel scary and intimidating, but nothing feels worse than shrinking. I'll tell you that right now, because when I look back at my video a year ago, where I'm sitting in the car and I'm basically bearing my soul and saying, I feel tiny and I need to do something to change my life, I would not go back there for anything. And even though obviously doing a YouTube or whatever move you decide to make can feel scary, the fear is worth it. It is worth it. Anyway, so I'm just going to show you what I've been doing this week. That's going to come next. So Quincy and I went to an antiques place. There's some snowdrop action, not the majestic snowdrop action that I saw before, but I still show you some snowdrops. And then, yeah, there's a little bit where I am just doing, where I'm just preparing for my book group. But actually, I'm going to take you into the kitchen before I do that, because there's something I want to show you. Okay, sorry, the light is so terrible. I've had to put my ring light on. But I've actually got a real life hack for you. I've got a hack for you. I think it's a good one. It's something that I discovered completely by accident. And it is about changing the look of chrome to something that's more like blackened brass. So say, for example, you see, I love this cabinet, but these handles, let me take you closer, look. I'm about to paint this cabinet here in the Farrow Ball Paint Black, but these, I don't like them, they upset me, but equally I'm not going to change them because they're perfectly serviceable right now, and also I don't have any others, and I just want to get it done. So, but they're very, very shiny chrome, and so I've got a lot of shiny chrome light switches, because the blackened the more sort of like gritty, gutsy ones are like 5 times the cost. So when I had the electrics done in this house, I just got the chrome because I like the shape of it and it was nice, but it was not expensive. And same with my strip light up here. It was chrome, it was really cheap, but I liked the shape of it and, it wasn't expensive, but I hated it. So I found this way to make them look different. I'm going to get on a ladder and I'm going to show you the light because I think it's amazing. And then I will show you how to do it, because the important thing about this is it's not expensive and it takes seconds. And it really lasts, because even on the light switch, it's about applying a certain colour to it. Even on the light switch, which you touch all the time, it hasn't come off. It's brilliant. Anyway, I'm going to show you. Okay, so we are now standing on a stool. I am. Look at some of the lovely wall. And look, here is don't you think that looks like blackened brass? Like a really super expensive thing. Let me see if I can get the light behind it. Not all the cobwebs. Yes, see, look, you can see there, can't you? Right? Yeah? Okay, I'm going to show you how I did that. And sorry, while I'm about it, here is the light switch as well. Look, in fact, I found one of the light switches that I had left over. So that is what it is. Literally exactly the same. And that's what I change it to. Okay, so basically all I do is, it's just purely by chance. So this is the paint that I use for my exterior windows. So it's a Zinsser. It's a Zinsser paint, and it's called All Coat Exterior Matte. You can buy it in small quantities because you can choose the colour that you want from the Raw range. I will link this, but it's called something like Grey Umbre or something like that, and it's just this kind of. I do not want to get any paint on my work surface. I'll be back. Okay, so you just get literally a little bit on the brush like that, and then you just kind of like go like that. I mean, and it's just as messy as you want it to be, but you need to just cover all of the bits, because what this is doing is it's mattifying and it's kind of tarnishing in a sort of pseudo way, and you sort of just slap it on like that and you think, God, that's going to look really hideous, but somehow freakishly it just works, and then you end up with a sort of blackened, aged little door handle. Look, can you see that? Yeah. See, and I'm absolutely not worrying. So that actually needs a little bit. Oops. I'm not worrying about how equal it is, and I'm not worrying about the fact that I've splattered that all over the edge, because I'm going to paint over it anyway, and the Zinsser paints are really durable. So look at that one, right? And then look at that one. So obviously some of you will like that, and I get that, but if you don't, look at the difference. That just looks mightily expensive to me. Anyway, that is my little hack. I don't have loads of hacks, but that's one of them, and I hope that you enjoyed that. Please don't unsubscribe if you didn't, okay? There'll be other good stuff. Anyway, right, I will show you, I'm just going to do the rest of these handles just so that they're done, because then hopefully for Sunday I'm going to paint this and show you what it looks like in Pain Black. And then there's a wonderful exhibition that I want to take you to as well. It's Don McCullum, you know, the photographer. He's got a kind of a lifetime retrospective at Hawthorne Worth, which is just up the road. And in fact, you know, the man himself, he lives around here. I think he lives in Bruton somewhere. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, but it's such a good hack. And I will link, well, I might not link it. It just needs to be, basically it needs to be a matte paint in a kind of a dirty brown grey colour. So I won't link the paint because that's madness, but I will link what the colour is. It's a tint basically that you can have added to any paint. And so you just need a paint that sticks to anything. So obviously Zinsser is known for that. And then it's really great. And I guess you could just have a small amount of it done. And then if you have a lot of, you know, metal hardware in your house, you could just do the whole thing. And then you could, you know, you could have spent hundreds of pounds. I don't know, maybe I'm silly. Maybe it actually doesn't look that great, but maybe it's because I wear glasses now. But I don't know. To me, it's just so much, it just works. If you like the sort of the slightly, you know, beaten up look, maybe a little bit more sort of pushed back, kind of antique-y, industrial, kind of burnished look, it's just, and you don't have very much of a budget, it's a great one. Anyway, I'm going to stop chatting because I need to just do this, and I will be back. I have just arrived at a little antique centre, and I thought it would be fun if we went and had a look. Sorry, I'm waving this phone around a lot. You'll see I've got my little friend with me, just resplendent in a pool of sunlight, and she has her coat on because it's quite chilly today. But anyway, I think Quincy is going to be bitterly disappointed by the antique centre, but we're going to see if we can find anything lovely. Oh dear. Quincy again, she couldn't be more peeved. I've just spotted some textiles. We're going in. God, that was hard work. It's funny, Quincy, I don't know how much she weighs, but I can hardly move my left arm. It's just hideous. Anyway, there she is. So we're going to go and find somewhere, I think, to have a nice coffee. I'm going to take her for a little walk. And I need to find those snowdrops. I'm going to find the snowdrops. I'm on a mission. She did not enjoy that at all. Even though she was being carried. I mean, it's, you know, it's not a terrible hardship. She says, I'm so bored. I'm so bored and I want treats. And I get that, darling. We're going to find something for you, okay? Okay, baby. cooking some courgettes here. Can't find a spatula. Smell burning. Not good. Well, need to find some tongs. Really good. So I have just cooked the courgettes again. And here I'll just throw some lemon juice, salt and pepper on these, and they'll be delish. Made a little orange and almond cake and some little plates, and then that's just Greek yogurt. Yeah, that's all right, isn't it? Right, throw on some lipstick. This is how Quincy and I spend our evenings. Okay. Little tiny, having a nice snooze. Okay, this is actually where I sit, so that's super annoying. And then multiple cups of tea. Hilary Mantel novel that I'm not reading right now, but I found it in the charity shop. And so I grabbed it because I love her. And then on the TV, I have my current obsession is Linda Roden. I'm very, very into her. I think she's fabulous. And yeah, that was my little evening.